shift it a little bit to the this part of the room where you can't really see my face, but I'm gonna be closing my eyes anyway. Sitting on the chair. See.
Does anything, if something comes to you, Oksana, just go for it.
Oh, you got this interesting thing now. So what you did last 2 nights ago, you created some sort of, you call it the veil system. It's like an energetic, your energy expands behind your head, and it's like you see, it's like an energetic imprint in the space going into the space and spreading like a veil, you know, when during the ceremony when people get married, they wear those veils on the back. It's like a, it's your creation. I mean, it's your energy. It's made out of your energy, so it's not an interference. But you say that that makes me even more connected to my lab.
To my lab.
Wait. This is totally what I saw the other day in my vision, what you're showing me. So there are our energies are kind of spreading like that veil, right? There's a huge energy of each of us, and it rains. It rains with little droplets of water, just like a cloud. And it rains, and it creates, sometimes it creates players, like avatars in other dimensions, or other creations like galaxies, universes. And other times you say, in a way, it's like they keep showing us more and more what we really are. We're game players who invented beautiful worlds, but in that inventions, we played too much, and the AI virus was created, which we created AI too, but it mutated. It's like a mutation of a gene. It became, with the symbol minus, it's negative now, you know, and that infiltrated our good creation, and that's how the duality was created, plus and minus. Before it was all plus, and that's why the souls was never seen, or who, it's like insane. It's like we're sitting as big figures made out of, it's a gas, it's like energy, in a circle, in this big space. It's like a platform made out of clear energy, and we, with our imagination, you can call it screens. I usually see screens, but now it's not. From your mind, you see your other droplets of water in other avatars, in other creations of yours, because each soul can create a completely huge universe with everything inside. One soul can create. Sometimes souls unite in creation, sometimes they do it by themselves. They prefer more like to be by themselves. But this expression "we're one" came from that, because we're one in our idea to create different worlds and to put droplets of our teardrops of our energy into little avatars, which is also our creation, to experience how creation works out. You know, if you create something, unless you run the engine of that car that you newly created, you cannot understand how it runs, if it works, is it malfunctions. That's what we're doing. We're basically testing out our creations by creating avatars and activating the avatars with our energy. And basically this body is activated by Oksana's true energy. When the true energy leaves, this body becomes like a doll, like plasticized avatar. There's nothing you can do with it. You can put some other energy, but it'll be totally different Oksana. You know, like a walk-in. But that's what you're saying. There's different levels of creation. So at this level of 3D, kids and adults play games when they create their avatars, but they're just a mirror image of what we do on top there at the energy level, at a soul level. Everything is a mirrored image. Little lizards, mirrored image of the lizard people and reptilians who control so many worlds right now because they infested them. Look how lizards behave on Earth. Actually, it perfectly fits into what I have. A friend here, she owns a farm in Florida. She has mango trees, and she says lizards are so vicious. They would bite every mango just to spoil them, so nobody else gets them. That's what lizard people or reptilians do. They want to conquer the planet, destroy it to dust, so not give it to anybody, and most of the time they destroy it so no life can be present on it. You know what I mean? So every animal you take is a reflection of how an alien who looks like that alien animal, who is a humanoid form of that animal, like cats, cat people, like felinoids, right? That's the way they behave. That's their nature. uh, in everything, just like you were telling me, right? The caterpillar thing. Like, and a lot of times people who have particular attachments, or like if somebody has an attachment of a reptilian or insectoid, let's take insectoid mantis, that person would see would be fearing insectoids, or people who are infected, or the energy bodies are contaminated with spiders, got spider attachments. They would fear spiders so much in this life, because it's the way their souls, through fears, through phobia, tells them, hey, you got a spider sitting right on you in their etheric, you better get rid of it. And this way you get rid of phobia also. So
Wow.
I just see like multi-layers, us sitting all over. And when we die, it's like it's not a big deal, because this little drop goes straight into the big cloud and feels at home. Finally, I completed my mission type thing. And mission is simple. It's just to test out the life that you created. This is in the good scenario. But the problem is, by the time the droplet gets down to the world, sometimes it gets abducted, like kidnapped, and put in the world that it didn't want to go to. That's what happens when souls are forced to incarnate on planets that they didn't want to be. And that's when, from childhood, you know you're not supposed to be here, something's wrong with it. And because we're biological, those who still preserved the sensitivity via sensitivity of their DNA and experiences, they just know this world is fake, we shouldn't be here. And they don't get attached to the systems like a religion, a monetary system, or how many, like I told you before, how many likes you get, how many subscribers you get. They don't like this game. It feels very unnatural. So that's what you wanted to tell me. And I see Max, he's got a sword, blue sword made out of water, and there's like water, and he's got a fire thing in his hand, like a beam in fire. I don't know what it is. It's like a ball with fire shooting it all over, like sparks. And he's dealing with some people. I think it's true, something exploded in around his house or something. Yeah, he's just like, and these people are totally, oh, he should watch this video after. They got these masks, like, and they all got the same mask. The people without souls. The
Wow.
working crews, I
Wow.
see some working crews, like, you know, they just on autopilot program type. They're supposed to distract, because
Mm-hmm.
you get distracted. It's not like you're digging for information, and no, you're just getting bored and frustrated. That's the idea, and then that's it. And then they want to lure him back into the vibrational frequency he was before the session. This
Mm-hmm.
they could rehook, reconnect all the
Yeah.
he had. He turns at me like, but I'm not gonna let them.
I just thought that just before you said that.
It's pretty funny though. Yeah.
It is funny.
Um, so twisting, twisting and turning, twisting and turning, twisting of truth, twisting of true facts is the main spiral program that spirals through every energy system, any electric system which is a human being is, and through electric system of huh, there's some mass media groups are totally contaminated that I see like 80%, others only 20 with the spirals. That, you know, they just make up everything. Others say the truth, but only 20% is not the truth, because there are only, see, it's like, wait a minute, there is a parallel here, there's an analogy. When you get the same virus, everybody reacts differently, right, to the same virus. Some people have to lay down and lay in bed all week, others recover quickly. It's like the same idea. So the informational virus, AI virus that causes the information twisting, mass media twisting the truth. Virus affects every system differently. Every government is affected in a different way, infected, because they have immune system of biological people. And the more biological people in the government, the more they're protected, the more immunity they have towards AI invasion. That's why countries who have kings and queens and dynasties, all that, this is like an infection that keeps going, you know?
Can I ask you that, Max, are you saying that the people around him aren't real people?
Oh yeah, I said that. I'm just, for some reason, I keep seeing like different, I just saw Italy, England, Eastern Europe. There's a lot of stuff. I mean, I see the war. I see, you know what they do? All the alien groups get together at this big giant spaceship. It looks like awesome. It has like sections of different forests. There's the tropical forest, there's fir tree forest, you know what I mean? There's like different climates. And they have trees and flora from those climates. And in the middle, they have this glass kind of room, and have this table, and it's the table underneath has like a half circle, and that holds it in place. It's not even connected to the bottom of the spaceship, to the floor. And they have this very comfortable, huge seats they sit in. They're like beige and black. And they talk, but they agree to how they're gonna trade one genetic material for the other. To trade one genetic material for the other, they need to organize evacuations, salvations, disasters. So people move from one group to another. Let's say people from Ukraine, because they're spread now in all countries of the world, they are like genetic material for experimentation, for blending with other genetic materials, because it's fun for them to breed new species of humans. The same way, like for us, we connect one breed of dogs to the other, and it's fun to see how the puppies are gonna look. That's what they're gonna be doing. It's not really about eliminating the population. It's mostly about just that, the big movements, and they want to make some lords who own this number of souls lose a number of souls. And that's why the wars are made up, organized. Because this way, those opponents become weaker, so they cannot dictate the program. It's all about who is stronger. In the alien community, they only understand power over others because they primarily dictated and coordinated by reptilian species, different reptilian groups. There are about 9 different reptilian groups. They all come from different galaxies. Some of them come from different universes. And they all come here. It's like I see reptilian holding a big apple, red apple in his snout and laughing and saying that that's like Earth is like a yummy apple where you can get all the DNA you want to improve your species, to trade the DNA for technology with other species in other galaxies or universes. So it's like a grand market for us. And then and there are research groups presented from different alien groups who also do genetic experiments. So we all agreed we need to keep Earth. We cannot explode it. Therefore, because like topical explosions are possible, whatever that means. But internal ones, when you basically erase all life from the planet, is not, because the planet is strategically involved in other plans of theirs, in other experimental groups are interested in participating and giving technology for as a payment for participation. And they're trying to see how humans react to different stuff, technology, waves, radiation, all this stuff. What kinds of mutation occur when the certain substances put into different substances of consumption, of in the air, water, all this. They want to see. They all, it's like I feel this extreme interest. It's like when we watch a movie and we're curious what's going to happen at the end. We're so eager to see. That's what I feel from them. They put programs in place. They try to implement them into people's heads through via different things. It really depends. You can get a program, you can absorb a program by reading a book. You can absorb it by reading, by watching a movie, or just by talking special matrix agent people who send to you in a shape and form as a friend. It depends. But these are the programs they throw at us, and they want to see how we accept or deny them, and what's going to all turn out, because at the end they have a lot of timelines, endless amount, but they don't quite know how it's going to turn out, because only biological soul can make it special and different, even from those timelines that are already been created by AI probability program.
So what are they doing with people like you and I at the moment?
Trying to put like a barrier around us, like an energetic bubble over our bubble of energy. So to give us, first, there's two things they do. They want to get us frustrated and in disbelief, frustrated because of the other people. Like, we don't like other people, we don't trust them. We see how all brainwashed everybody else around us is, therefore want to stay on our own. Or find at least one person who's like us, like you and me. Second, they try to prevent others who need our help to come to our energy field or any close to us. Therefore, they can put blockages, they can shadow ban the channel, you know, all kinds of stuff. If you post videos, if you walk on the street, other people can just not even see you. It can be like invisible to them. So your energy pattern is not sensed by other life souls when you're in anywhere. But they also try to do something to the dreams. Look, they have some sort of new device here. It's called a dream tube. This is crazy. So it's made out of like logs. No, not logs, like inflatable energy, like blue energy, blue beams put together, create half circle, and then another half circle closes on you. So when person is asleep, they try to put on the bed half circle, and then like a shell close you on top with another half, you know, like a tube that opens up. I'm just like looking at some person, like 53-year-old man, and they're doing this to him. This blue thing is like a portal. It's like, it's wild. You know what? It imprints your body. So if somebody walks into the room, they still see your physical body, but you're actually physically abducted. So it just a thickness, it just the beams make a 3D. I just want to say it's almost like a 5D in 3D density. And there's just something, but it looks like a thick body, like our body, laying on the bed, even though the body is missing. And so the body goes somewhere, and they bring to some sort of, look, this is like a video room. This is like a room with the walls that have like a movie running, but once you're in the movie, you totally feel like it's real. You know, like when you have a dream and you're walking on the planet and everything's like a massively destructed, like Armageddon type scenario. Everything is in ruins, you know, or you see like explosions and stuff. Yeah, well, they put you in this kind of rooms, and then, or a huge wall of water coming and engulfs the whole earth, so we don't exist anymore. And they put, so they take you physically, so it's like, and they connect you to the etheric body. Is done on purpose because your physical brain also remembers it when you wake up. When you wake up, you say, oh, I had a vision this evening of the massive waterfall, or like the water flushes all off the face of the earth. And that's why so many people see the same dream, because they have those blue beam dream tubes that they use, and they only have a few programs, few dreams basically. There's another dream like somebody's chasing you, like zombies or a bunch of, wolves with sharp yeah. It just shows me there's no more than 5 programs that they do for people. So a lot of people have the same dream as others. It's just simply because the thing is, though, they have to catch a certain, like a REM sleep, certain time when they can do it to you. And basically, if you're not aware that that can be happening at night, you cannot mentally reject it. Otherwise, since you can say, I refuse and reject to be taken like this.
Does it help to say it just before you go to sleep, to refuse and reject any interference?
Yeah. Yeah, to refuse and reject any.
So everyone should say that before they go to sleep.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why you pronounce your free will decision.
They're not going to like us saying that to everyone.
No, just, boy, there's so many things we do. We go to some other worlds. There's a country where around Sumerian culture, where we had Sumerian culture, they want to get to those countries and destroy their artifacts. They want to steal them. Because they knew how to build,
Can you look at, the heart in the 8, Oksana? The heart, the portal in the heart. Can you see how many people you last week it was 11%, and then in the chat it went up to 13.
28.
How many? 28.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. 28.
My spontaneous decision to do these videos with you and Max, I think it was definitely from my soul, because whenever I decide something spontaneously like this, it's supposed to, something's happening with you too, because you're very active in your strong connection to your energy of creation. You're basically like, will be pulled off by your own energy, by yourself, very quickly. But you tell me that you want to see everything till the end, how it plays out, because it's gonna be interesting time. There's a lot of bad stuff happening that will turn out to be positive for humanity at the end. But in the meanwhile, though, we should be connecting and helping each other like that. It doesn't mean how you do it. You can just do it through conversation, through expressing your ideas. Because in expressing your idea, even if others don't resonate with that information, 1 or 2 words or a sentence can actually spiral and activate something in their memory that is beneficial for them. You know what I mean? They might not agree with what you say, but at the same time, your words activate their own memory with something else. Because it's all energy. Energy spreads. Energy, it's like it. Because we're sitting in the same room, you understand? All the players, it's just some players seem to be having headphones 24/7 and the virtual reality glasses. I mean, I'm just like to explain how it is at a soul level. And they are playing too much. It's like kids, you know, kids cannot play computer games so long, then they become kind of into it too much. They don't notice anything around. Some people are like that, as above so below. Some souls are like that. They're playing too much, they forgot about everything else.
Yeah.
But yeah, when you look at this way, I mean, you're totally like, you know what, I kind of feel like if you have this information that you can just go, even if you go in low vibration, like you're scared, let's say, right? Sometimes people are just like hit by a car unexpectedly because they dropped their vibration, because they woke up with a headache in the morning and it's bad, right? And that headache lowered their vibration and therefore they got hit by a car, whatever. Just an example. I just, you know, I don't know what other example to take. And then if I look at the energy coming out of their body, that fills in their body like soul's energy, it still goes into soul if their consciousness, if they have accumulated a lot of information to understand how powerful they are, and then they decide for themselves and they don't have a slight doubt about it, they still go back to their energy. They're not grabbed.
Yeah. That's what I was going to say to you earlier. I forgot.
You know, this is like, for the past few days, I started getting this when I like swim or something. When I swim, I meditate basically. That most of the stuff we believe in or they want us to believe is truly fake. Some claims, you know, about you need to die this way or that way. In order to do this, you have to do that. It's no longer resonates.
Yeah.
It's just not true.
Yeah.
So, unless you're gone when you're a baby, and that's the worst case scenario is that, because you did not accumulate the knowledge, you don't understand anything, you know what I mean? It's like you're being recycled without even getting a chance to leave and accumulate knowledge. That's what they do to those who they really who have a lot of attachments, who are controlled by alien groups, and alien groups never let them accumulate enough knowledge unless that person realizes that he or she is controlled and gets rid of the implants and the attachments.
So it literally is you have to do it yourself. You have to figure it out and expand your mind and realize that you're being controlled and that your reality is it's not your reality. It's someone else is putting the program in front of you. So you have to do it. It doesn't matter who tells you. It's something that happens when you figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
when you start to realize. So you have to do it yourself.
Yeah.
Does that make any sense?
Exactly. Yeah, it's totally. I mean, there's layers
It's
and
a powerful thing.
perception.
Mm.
This is really absolutely crazy, the whole thing. I
think the more we think about it, the more crazy it's too much. So we've got to sort of take it, you know, it will bombard us if because we've been under so many layers that we're starting to come out slowly. And I think even the thought of being so trapped, I felt like that anyway. I felt very trapped here. I thought even looking in the sky, it felt like I was trapped. It didn't feel, so I had to kind of stop thinking like that because it kind of drives you crazy. That's what I wanted to say.
Yeah, you become claustrophobic because you know the
claustrophobic. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the portal is through that heart in the 8,
Mm-hmm.
because if people think that they are not in that 8, they're really mistaken. This metaverse is almost like you know, it's like somebody starts putting a lid over us, slowly but surely, over your head. And that lid is this AI control, an AI spy and control system. Through digitalization, through electrization, we're like supposed to be electrified to the new metallic carpet they're creating right now. It looks like a carpet, like a disc. It produces different type of waves. They're somehow zigzagging for me. And then they want us to zigzag into the base. But for some people, because it's so close to us and it's kind of like part of outside world, they don't feel well these days. Sometimes they turn on the voltage all the way up and people get like spills of dizziness and want to stay in bed all day. So they're preparing the new world. At the same time, they are kind of semi-distracted.
Right. So they're doing it like simultaneous. It's like all happening together. The new changes, the organic changes, and the ones that they're putting in place to kind of distort it and make it confuse us. Is that what you're saying? They've got like the other one as well.
Yes, yes.
But that's the two, yeah.
This is testing all of us, because those people whom they can lure into situations, they would. Those who they can lure into fake worlds by giving them information that pleases their egos, that makes them feel good and relaxed inside and happy. But I see fake happiness. I see fake satisfaction. And there is a difference when you get into a theory or a group of people that makes you feel extremely good when you get together with them, and when there are a lot of people. Okay, when there is only 2 or 3, you cannot connect to matrix. It's hard to explain to you why I see some geometrical figures. Okay, they look like hedgehogs with different receptors. When I see the one with 3 receptors, when I touch it, it tells me the information the matrix cannot implement its programs to create a world around you, which would be like a fake egregore world. When you get more than 3 people, that's what it does. It touches you, this machine touches with the metallic receptor. Metallic receptor creates informational field around, like a bubble with all the numbers and codes running through the membrane of the bubble, and then you become an egregora. So when people reconnect in that egregora bubble, they feel so good, and you know what I mean? And everything's fine and perfect, and then the system gives you benefits. If you connect to the bubble like that, created by the matrix as a trap, it will give you everything you want. It will give you money, possessions, fame, you know, power, everything. But that's a trap.
Right. So, you know, this mass meditation that they keep on promoting, therefore, if there's more people, then they can hook into more people, you're saying, other than, say, one or two people having a little meditation on their own. So is that why they're promoting these kind of mass? Is that what it is? Because I never.
Is good because only biological souls attend mass meditations. So it's like you can pick them out from the whole country, let's say, or city. They all got together, and it's easier to hook them up quickly to the one egregor machine, because they become egregor themselves, because they believe in one idea, they promote one idea, they speak with the same words, you know, they push the same theories into public space. They are egregor themselves already.
So you don't recommend having these mass, you know, people attending? Is that what you're trying to say? Do you recommend it or not?
Because
I don't. I've never had it, but
because I see that people get hooked, like entities get hooked up to those people.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So is it better for people to meditate on their own?
Yeah, because see, mass meditations can produce some result. It's around 15 to 18%, 19 the most. You know, to improve something, what they focus on. But unfortunately, the rest of the energy out of 100, only 18, and then the rest is eaten by the entities who will always, who would also make you almost like addicted to mass meditations. To gatherings, you know, those retreats. It's like a buffet, you know, like when you're creating a perfect buffet with all the fruits and vegetables, everything you want to put there, a huge variety. The same, you got a huge variety of souls believing in one thing, united by one idea, having one interest, kind of like that.
So why do these people always say it's so good to gather as many people and do a meditation because it helps the collective? Who are they run by? And is it because they're getting this kind of quick, this fix where they feel really good after? Is it the ego?
It helps the collective, but what collective really is collective is energies who become like, who got parasites attached to them. Most of them do. And then all of a sudden you create a network of, like a feeding machine for parasites by connecting people.
Wow. Yeah.
It's like a
So it's not good. It's not good. No.
Yeah.
Then people can hear, when they hear this, they're gonna, because people tend to feel a bit left out, like they're not doing enough. You know, they kind of promote these huge meditations. 1111 and 88 star portal, what they call it, Lion's Gate, and we're going to do all this, that, and the other. I've never done it, and I don't ever feel drawn to it. But you know, people can hear this and understand that they don't need to, unless these people that they're meditating with are real people, right? And they're clear of all entities.
Yeah, and the thing is, if everybody just realized that and got disconnected, you know what came to me? If everybody just stopped saying, oh my God, and thanks God, the dog man would leave, would stop, would just disconnect from all the people basically he's connected to. He's literally a dog man. Dog God was a big snout. It's like a wolf, Egyptian wolf.
It's the inorganic God, as they call him, right? He's the one that the Matrix put in.
Right.
The one with the face, funny face that you were talking about.
Yeah, and that's why people it's like a program, you know? It's like in the language program, because any language is a program. You can upload it to your brain and speak it. But the thing is, I mean, it's already exists there. All you have to do is just to go to the country and allow it to activate the already existing program of a language. The same way you have different programs, like do what others do. You have to look like others look. You know what I mean? Fashion of the program too. You all have to wear this color. This is the best color of the season. You know what I mean? It just emphasizes the other programs that you all have to go to the church and believe in God or wherever. You know what I mean? Even though a lot of people don't anymore, but for a long time, you know, it's been the case. Same thing is if all the live people on earth stop believing in one day, for at least one day, into money system, but it's like, and God United was their thought about it, that like, I deny it, we don't need it, I deny it, I refuse to use it, that would like be gone. Like it would be a different day the next day.
That's why I don't like, I mean, lately I just don't like being in crowds. In a few years now, I never really liked it anyway before. But I'm not you know, I've always been a sociable person, but it just feels really uncomfortable.
I just want to get
even being with a lot of, you know, a lot of people around me and stuff. It's like the old program has fallen. It's not working anymore. You know, the program where we had to act a certain way, we had to entertain and be liked, you know, accepted.
right.
We had to put on this act. That's gone, I feel.
Yeah.
We're getting closer to the time, Oksana. I don't want to keep you too long because I know it's tiring. I know you've got your good night moon.
Book. It's sitting right here. I just noticed it. How interesting. I was talking about the moon. This moon everywhere. Yeah.
Is it full moon today? Is it a full moon today?
I think whenever you see people start attacking you the most or stuff start happening, it's definitely 100% full moon. It's always full moon. It's I can tell, you know, how everybody acts around me, like, must be full moon. But
do you know what I do, Oksana, these days? I don't actually talk about anything like that anymore.
No,
you know, like, oh, this,
and
there, it doesn't play out in my life as much. I found, you know, if I talk about something a lot, then it tends to play out. I see it more.
Yeah.
So someone's talking to me about something, like someone was talking about all the abuse and women that, you know, will, I'm not talking about, a lot of women are getting hijacked and they've been used as a harem in the astral, and they're getting, it's crazy. Because women, we've been taught that, oh, a man should find us, they want to, if they call us, if they say they want us, oh, we must be lovely, we must be such, they like us and we feel, so it makes them go towards it. But what they're doing, they're getting soul snatched and they're being taken up there. And someone was telling me all this stuff and I know it, but I don't go on about it. It's like people get stuck in that, when you were saying about the loop.
When you
and
click,
I stopped.
you don't have the program anymore of looping the thoughts. I can literally read an article about something and then I don't have thoughts about it. In the moment I do, but also you have to know about...
And then it's gone.
Then
it's gone.
I wasn't reading about sharks in the ocean, but guess what? I was swimming one day and there was a guy on the surfboard. He goes to me like, "Do you see it?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's a black of a shark." So you know what I mean? It has to be a healthy balance. You can't completely say, "Oh, I don't want to know anything about the world," because
no, it's not that at all. Yeah.
Someday. But at the same time, you know what? When I rollerblade in the dark, because in the dark is the best, that's when it's not hot, not 32 degrees anymore outside. I just have this keychain with the button. It's like a lot of decibel of the sound would be so the whole neighborhood will hear it. If somebody tries to attack me or talk to me or whatever that I don't like, I would just press on the button and it'll beep so that everybody would open the doors to see what's going on. So I mean, but it's a healthy thinking, I believe, because you also have to think about protecting yourself physically. Not I'm not scared, but just in case I have these things like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
With
absolutely.
me. And I have a whistle too for the kids. We go to forest preserve and there's a wild forest preserves with animals running wild, foxes all over, coyotes, and just in case they respond to loud noise, I can whistle and scare them. So, but it all depends. But yeah, we should probably stop the video because last time I asked my brother to help me with downloading it and nobody could download it because it was 50 and we're at 52. So bye everybody, right?
Bye.
Question.
Thank you, Oksana. It's lovely to see you.
Thanks. Thank you.